Hey everyone, Sophia here, and I'm joined by two very special guests today. I have Arnie Roth, conductor for Distant Worlds music from Final Fantasy, and of course Nobuo Uematsu, composer of the Final Fantasy series. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having us.
So Distant Worlds music from Final Fantasy is its concert series. Now, can you tell us more about it for those who actually have never heard of it before?
Distant Worlds is now completing its third year. We have been literally all over the world. Places as far away as Seoul, Korea, Singapore, Taiwan, Stockholm, and all through North America.
Wow.
But the original purpose of this tour was to be able to bring the Final Fantasy music out to the world's great orchestras and concert halls and cities. And so in that regard, we're still quite in the middle of that quest. So even though we've finished 3 years, we have many more concerts that are in the planning stages right now, going forward into 2011, 2012. Dates are being talked about, and again, all over the globe, and some territories that we haven't hit yet, which will be very exciting. For instance, South America.
Oh wow.
You know, many other locations in Asia, many other locations in Europe. So it's going to be an exciting couple of years.
Yeah. So how did you guys get started? Like, how did this idea come about, and how did you guys start the collaboration?
I have done many concerts of the Final Fantasy already in Japan. When thinking about doing the concert outside of Japan, conductor is very important for me to realize what I want to do. About Arnie's son, he was not just a classic music conductor, but also understanding what rock music is and other genres of the music. He always understands what I want to do for the concert, so we're having fun doing the Distant Worlds concert.
So what is your most memorable moment? You guys have been all over the world, so what stands out for you?
Too many.
Difficult,
Too many.
yeah. We've done quite a few. Matter of fact, I think we're up to, by the end of this year, 32 or 34 concerts or something like that over these 3 years. And there are so many wonderful highlights. I mean, it's hard to pick one, very difficult to pick one.
But what do you enjoy most about the concerts or doing this?
Well, I must say that a big part of the concerts, of really the achievement of the concerts, I feel, is as a conductor and writer, arranger, I get great pleasure being able to work with the world's greatest orchestras, and frankly, to bring these scores, which many times are at the very first time they're being presented on these concert hall stages, is absolutely a real blast for me in terms of working with the world's greatest orchestras. I mean, for instance, our two recordings that we've done, Distant Worlds 1 and 2, both were with the Royal Stockholm Philharmonic, which still to this day dazzles me as one of the very best ensembles. And then, we get to follow that up with concerts here with the San Francisco Symphony, San Diego Symphony, Houston Symphony, National Symphony. I mean, this is, if you call yourself a professional musician and you're dedicated to your art, there's no greater place to be able to present these.
Yeah.
And with the world's best musicians, it doesn't really get any better than that.
What is their reaction when they see the music and the context? Because I'm sure a lot of them probably don't have this chance very often.
I always find that very interesting, because I've read little bits and pieces about some negative reaction for other concert events that I didn't work on, that I don't know about. But the reality is that every single concert that I've worked on, certainly any of the Final Fantasy concerts, I've never had any negative reaction. As a matter of fact, most of the musicians, are coming back to us afterwards saying, "I can't believe that audience, and I can't believe the reaction." And one point that's important is you asked about our enjoyment. The energy coming back from the audience at each of these concerts, if you do an interview with any of the orchestra members afterwards, is absolutely amazing. I mean, it is the great combination of huge enthusiasm, loving the particular scores that we're presenting. They might cheer for one or another score, and then very attentive during the performance, very quiet until the last chord and then exploding again. And really for the orchestras, I don't think people realize that that energy actually builds the performance for us.
All right, so anything else you'd like to add?
Lots of exciting things coming up, and there's big announcements coming up in July and August, and we're certainly working on all of these international locations soon. Announcements about Sydney, London, Singapore, China.
Oh, so people out there should pay attention.
And a lot of North American dates as well coming in, and we're working very hard on South America as well. And we hope that a lot of this comes in a lot of them are really coming in. They're just imminent announcements. So I promise to come.
All right, great. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for more information, be sure to go to their website. It's ffdistantworlds.com for more information on tour dates and any kind of album releases. So be sure to check that out. Now on with the rest of our show.